Now, I know we're only 2 races into the new F1 season, but I can't help but feel we're in for another season of Mercedes dominance. This got me thinking, what team is the most dominant F1 team of all time? I've looked through the records and decided what the 10 most dominant teams in F1 history were. Number 10, the 1952 Ferrari. The Tipo 500 was at least a year ahead of the competition in development. It won 7 of the 8 races, including 6 1-2 finishes, the only exception being Indianapolis, which Ascari did attempt but retired with a mechanical failure whilst running 12th. The Tipo 500 engine was producing around 180 horsepower, leaving the competition badly outgunned. The nearest competition produced an estimated 150 to 160 horsepower. The main threat should have come from Maserati, but their A6 GCM, which produced around 190 horsepower, was not ready until the final round. Number 9, the 1992 Williams. Nigel Mansell was the only driver lucky enough to race for 3 cars on this list that we'll get into. Of the 3 was the 1992 Williams, a technical triumph from Adrian Newey and his aerodynamic design, with an unprecedented level of electronic sophistication and Renault power. Mansell, now an active suspension convert after earlier struggles with the system at Lotus, won 9 races. But Tracy was rarely competitive and was ordered to yield to Mansell in France on one of those rare occasions when he was leading. Number 8, the 2011 Red Bull. One of the car's chief strengths was its use of off-throttle blowing of the diffuser, which greatly increased downforce during the corner entry. Vettel used this feature to incredible effect, taking 15 poles and 11 wins. Webber achieved much less in the same cars, taking only 3 poles and 1 win, and even scoring fewer points than Jenson Button in the heavily outmatched McLaren. With 2 top drivers in the Red Bull car, 2011 would have been even more of a whitewash, although it might be at least an entertaining title battle. Number 7, the 2015 Mercedes. In qualifying, Mercedes were even more dominant than their 2014 car. Up to Japan, they had taken pole position in all but 1 race. The car's reliability had also improved. However, the car advantage has been partially undermined by poor starts on occasion. Ferrari have also looked equally quick in race trim, or even quicker in circuits like Singapore, something that seemed highly improbable in 2014. The chances of anyone beating Mercedes remained slim, however, and the only question was how long could their dominance go on for, and it's gone on for quite a long time. Number 6, the 1996 Williams. The FW18 was a successful elevation of the FW17, both a faster and more reliable. Lead driver Damon Hill duly won the championship, but was pushed further than expected by his teammate Jacques Villeneuve. Together they took 12 poles and 12 wins in 16 races. Even at his most brilliant, Schumacher could provide only occasional resistance, including his win at Catalonia. Such as was the dominance of the 1996 Williams, it led many fans of the era to question Damon Hill's status as world champion. Number 5, the 2004 Ferrari. The Ferrari F2004 was a masterpiece and remains probably the fastest racing car ever created. Many of the lap records it set have never been beaten. Only recent years it's started to be beaten. Despite its groove tyres designed to reduce grip, the only consistent challenge in 2004 came from Button at BAR, but he still ended the season winless, and his teammate Sato only once on the podium. Meanwhile, the Williams-BMW partnership was collapsing and McLaren was struggling to recover from the disaster of their MP418 project. With little competition, Ferrari won 15 out of the 18 races, including 8 1-2s. The utter dominance of the car was emphasised at Monza when both Schumacher and Barrichello found themselves trailing the pack at the start of the race due to a spin and an early pit stop. Both drivers still finished 1-2. Number 4, the 2002 Ferrari. Ferrari had developed a revolutionary new car, the F2002, which improved on the F2001 in literally every area. It included periscopic exhaust exits and an extremely light titanium gearbox. Despite their extensive testing schedule, Ferrari was still developing the new car at the beginning of the 2002 season, and so delayed its deployment until the third race of the season. From there to the end of the season, Ferrari won 14 of 15 races for a total of 15 wins in 17 races, including 9-1-2 finishes, beaten only by the 2014 Mercedes and the 1998 MP44. By the fifth race of the season, it was already clear that Schumacher would be untouchable, which is partly why fans reacted so negatively to the team orders at Austria. Number 3, the 2013 Red Bull. The 2013 season started promisingly with 5 different winners in 10 races, but a tyre controversy ultimately handed Red Bull a large advantage in the first half of the season. Red Bull was still clearly the best team. Vettel had a 38-point lead, but when track conditions were in their favour, Mercedes seemed capable of challenging Red Bull. The problem was that the Mercedes WA4 was hard on its tyres. Meanwhile, controversy was brewing. Mercedes had performed an illegal private test shortly before winning 2 races. Pirelli tyres were also puncturing at an alarming rate, partly due to teams running tyres on the opposite sides of the car from those intended by Pirelli's, despite warning about the practice. Under intense criticism, Pirelli made major modifications to the tyres between Canada and Hungary, and the FIA banned swapping of left and right tyres. Number 2, the 2014 Mercedes, that won 16 out of 19 races, including 11 1-2 finishes. Without driver error in Belgium or a mistimed safety car in Hungary, it could easily have been 18 wins. The car's advantage was staggering, allowing the drivers to coast to victory, while sometimes still a second a lap quicker than the opposition. Unless Mercedes countered serious problems, there was simply no chance of any other team winning a race. And number 1, the 1961 Ferrari. With such a huge engine advantage, coupled with a competitive chassis, Ferrari were practically unbeatable, winning the Constructors' Championship after only 5 of the season's 8 races and taking 5 wins in 7 races they started. They did not enter the last round due to the death of driver Von Trips, who drove the car scarcely mattered. Even the team's third driver, Richie Gunter, outscored every non-Ferrari driver, but Sterling Moss, in the 7 races he started, the 2 upset victories in 1961 both went to Sterling Moss, courtesy of the 2 of his greatest drives. In Monaco, he took an early lead in his underpowered Lotus and narrowly fended off the Ferraris to victory. In Germany, Moss gambled on wet tyres on a damp track and drove canny race of tyre management to take his last victory of his F1 career. And that's it. That's our list. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Let me know what you thought in the comments below and what cars have I missed out. Remember to follow us on Twitter for F1 news and subscribe to my other channels on screen right now. That'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace.